podcast together.
Yes.
So last episode we were talking about what makes a modern man or woman in India or actually abroad, and what's modernization, what does it mean for us. So this is part 2 of modernization, and if you haven't heard the podcast, please listen, do have a listen. It's not that long, it's very interesting, and this is part 2 of the topic we're going to talk about.
Yep. So if you are watching this on YouTube, then the link must be somewhere here or there. And if you are listening us on Spotify or some other platform, then you can head to our episode 1 and check it out. So now directly we will jump to our topic, which is again modernization. We are taking it ahead to our episode 2. So yeah, I would like to ask you, what makes modernism attractive?
What makes modernization attractive?
Yeah.
I feel the thing with modernization is the ability to have freedom and the ability to think for yourself. And it's about that you have choices, and you're free to make those choices because you're knowledgeable enough and you're modern enough to think for yourself. That's what I feel is attractive about modernization.
Okay.
What about you? What do you think it's attractive?
See, I am not talking about only my viewpoint. I will say कि जो मैं देख रही हूँ attractive मुझे क्या लगता है modernization में, मैं वही बोलने वाली हूँ. So basically मुझे लगता है काफ़ी सारी freedom मिल गई है modernization आने से इंडिया में. I would say लोगों को, लड़कियों को more than guy, I would say, क्योंकि काफ़ी चीज़ें हैं.
Sorry, but I think men always had that kind of freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
So
I think हम modernization को हमेशा freedom से ही जोड़ते हैं.
Yeah.
Maybe because इंडिया थोड़ा सा अगर वुमेन सेंट्रिक नहीं रहा है कभी उतना, राइट, तो हम उसको हमेशा फ्रीडम से जोड़ते हैं. मतलब मैं उसको हमेशा फ्रीडम से ही जोड़ती हूँ. मॉडर्नाइजेशन इसीलिए अट्रैक्टिव लगता है मुझे क्योंकि अब हम काफ़ी कुछ फ्री हैं करने को. यू नो, डिसीजंस ले सकते हैं, हम कहीं भी जा सकते हैं, कितने बजे भी जा रहे हैं, वट एवर इट इज. सो आई थिंक दैट्स वॉट is making it attractive.
Right.
That's what I feel.
But you know what I find with modernism, that we always see the shimmer and shimmering, and it's like it's the American way, you know, and it's always like it is the dream. But I feel because of that we have to let go and we have to sacrifice something that's like so deeply rooted in us as Indians and our culture, that we don't really see the drawbacks of modernization, and we look at it as like, oh well, because that's not progressive thinking. And it's very interesting for me to see, coming from Canada, that all those traditional things like yoga, meditation, which is part of our Vedic teachings for such a long time, part of this traditional value, that it's being celebrated in North America or in Europe or, you know, abroad, because it's kind of reminding us that, hey, these roots are important, just to centralize ourselves, and freedom has a cost. And I feel like India is not seeing it yet, because maybe they're like,
because we are running towards the modernization, I would say, right? Because हमको तो ये लगता है कि ये तो हम करते ही आ रहे हैं. Right. जैसे मेरी तुम्हारी आई थिंक आज सुबह बात हो रही थी, एंड आई वाज सेइंग कि ये हम लोग बिकॉज करते आ रहे हैं ना, तो ये हमारे लिए टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड वाली चीज़ है कि हमारे को तो मिल ही रहा है. लाइक योगा हाँ करते ही थे पहले से, तो अब जब कुछ नया दिख रहा है ना कि ओ हम जुम्बा क्यों नहीं कर लेते हैं, एरोबिक्स क्यों नहीं कर लेते हैं, नो कार्डियो इज अ न्यू थिंग. तो ये सारी चीज़ों पे लोग भाग रहे हैं रादर दैन कि हम थोड़ी पुरानी चीज़ें योगा करें. लाइक हमारे आई थिंक मुझे याद है मेरी दादी के टाइम पे लोग चक्कियाँ चला रहे होते थे, राइट, टू गेट द आटा और ऑर्गेनिक फूड एंड एवरीथिंग. अब वो सारी चीज़ें आई थिंक इतने ज़्यादा रैप करके प्रेजेंट करी जा रही है, एंड आई थिंक इट्स मोर एक्सपेंसिव नाउ,
फॉर श्योर,
जो हमें पहले बहुत आसानी से मिलता था. और इंडिया वो चीज़ छोड़ के मॉडर्निज्म की तरफ भाग रहा है. और आप लोग, आई मीन नॉट यू ऑब्वियसली, बट पीपल फ्रॉम आउटसाइड इंडिया, दे वांट कि हम ऑर्गेनिक खाएं, ये करें वो करें. जो मैंने चक्की चलाने की बात की, दैट्स ओनली बिकॉज कि हमारी दादी नानी ये करती थी यार, मतलब गेहूं से आटा निकालती थी. इट वाज an exercise for them, right? But
and it was healthy, and it was like from the farmers to your plate, and you were the middleman. And now there's so much like corporate capitalism things that you don't know what's mixed with what. But again, it's because it's easier, right? So now we get the freedom of time, so we don't have to waste our time doing these things even though we're letting go of nutrients and the benefit of it, right? So it gives us freedom.
Yeah.
But what is the cost of it?
That's what I was about to say. That we are paying. I think हम अपनी health खराब कर रहे हैं. First of all, सबसे पहले हम वही cost pay कर रहे हैं.
Exactly.
अगर चक्कियाँ भी लोग चलाने को बोल देना, तो people are like, no, I don't want to do that,
right.
because that's so old.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm a modern person.
Yeah. How can I do that?
I buy organic from the market, even though you can make it organic at home.
Exactly. तो ये सारी चीजें यार, बट ठीक है, अट्रैक्टिव यही है. आई थिंक लोगों को यही अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है कि घर बैठे हैं, ऑर्डर कर दिया, आ गया, ऑर्गेनिक का ठप्पा लगा के. आपको नहीं पता वो ऑर्गेनिक है कि नहीं. यू जस्ट कांट गो इन द फैक्ट्री एंड सी ना क्या हो रहा है. बट लोगों को अट्रैक्टिव लग रहा है कि ये भी मॉडर्नाइजेशन है उनके लिए.
But you know, this is interesting because maybe I'm thinking now that in the West, modernization is still being modernization. The fact that now everything is getting globalized, so the people there want to see parts of the world. They just don't want to be stuck in, okay, this is the Western way. No, they're becoming more woke and understanding that, oh, let's see what's the values in Japan. Let's take that. Let's take what's good in India. Let's take what's good in, you know, other countries and bring it to our traditions, to our, not traditions, but to our lifestyle, kind of. So maybe that is also part of modernization. That it's also the freedom to pick and choose what's best for you. So maybe this type of thinking will come later on in India.
Yeah, it will, because we will always follow the Western culture, right? So
or maybe it's human nature.
Yeah, I think we need somebody to follow. I mean, obviously हमेशा ही होता है कि हम कुछ देख के उसको follow कर रहे हैं. और ये इंडिया में I think ज़्यादा mentality है follow करने की, कुछ नया नहीं create करने की, जबकि उनके पास है.
Exactly.
They have the resources.
Exactly.
But still, they are not working on it. But ठीक है, modernization ऐसे attractive होगा.
Right. R&D is very much missing in India, and not only in terms of like science and stuff, but also mentality. Like, let's innovate. Let's innovate ourselves, you know? But it's like, India does have a like tendency to follow. Like even Bollywood movies, there's so many that's like just really just a copy of
adaptation.
Adaptation. We won't mention any.
Right.
So I want to ask you, like, who's choosing to be modern in India? Like, who wants to be modern? Is it like everyone, or like what's happening?
Okay. So I think होना सबको मॉडर्न है, राइट? एवरीबडी वांट्स टू बी मॉडर्न. इट्स जस्ट कि जो थोड़ा ज़्यादा रेबल है ना अपनी तरह से करने में, आई वुड से सक्षम है. इसकी इंग्लिश नहीं आ रही है मुझे, सॉरी.
I don't even know what that means.
Who is capable of being कि मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ या मैं करना चाहती हूँ, अपने घर पे बोल के वो कर सकता है. वो ही ज़्यादा मॉडर्निज्म की तरफ बढ़ रहा है, क्योंकि still there are many people who still follows that traditions and all that.
Right.
Like for example, there are few people who are younger to me and who are following the customs and everything, but here जो हम लोग की generation के लोग हैं ना, शायद उन्होंने छोड़ दिया कि छोड़ो शादी नहीं करनी, छोड़ो ये नहीं करना, हमें काम करना है, you know.
Right.
I just want to work, I want to live in peace, I'll get a dog, I'll adopt a dog or something like that, right? बट स्टिल अभी भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो ट्रेडिशनलिज्म की तरफ है, ट्रेडिशनल है, एंड उनको उसी तरह से चलते आना है. जैसे एक रिटन सेट है ना, मैनुअल है ना, कि हमें पहले ये करना है, पढ़ाई, ग्रेजुएशन, पीजी, थोड़ी सी नौकरी, शादी, बच्चा, दैट्स इट. सो दोज पीपल, आई डोंट थिंक, आई मीन ये नहीं बोलूंगी कि वो मॉडर्न नहीं है, बट आई वुड से कि वो समय के साथ यू नो वैसे ही हैं जैसे एक मैनुअल उनको दे दी गई है. That's what I feel. Please कोई offend नहीं होना इसके बारे में, because ये मेरा viewpoint है.
So you think it's like someone that has to have this rebel mentality, right?
हाँ, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत यार जरूरी है. अगर कुछ नया adapt करना है तो तुम्हें अपना
you have to risk it, right? And kind of go against the norm.
That is true, and also you have to leave your what you call it,
comfort zone.
Comfort zone, yes, comfort zone. छोड़ना पड़ेगा यार comfort zone, तभी ना कुछ नया हो पाएगा.
That's true.
So that's
very interesting, because in India you actually have two worlds kind of like, you know, pulling back at each other, and there's the traditional, like all the aunties, everyone understand what it means to be traditional, but modernism, it's like I feel it's a new concept, and it's the rebels that are showing, hey, this is what it means, this is what it takes, this is what it means to like work, and then Saturday nights it's to go to music festivals, and we're not accustomed to that. So there's both of these worlds playing, whereas in the West I feel like there is no such thing. Like everyone's kind of equal thinking. Everyone knows how to do their groceries. Everyone works. Everyone does their laundry. Everyone knows what a music festival is about. So there's no like two worlds that are kind of there, and they're not really like aware of these two polarities. And I think maybe that's why they're attracted to yoga and attracted to other parts of the world, because they're just so accustomed to it, like living the dream, chasing your dreams, being independent, and all these things. Where here it was always about family and God and things like that. So maybe that, like,
I think here it's more about family and less about ourselves.
Yes, 100%. And over there it's always about you and yourself.
Be selfish.
Yes. It's like,
just don't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So yeah.
Okay, so I would like to ask you how modernization is influencing the fashion. I know it's very different topic, not from any traditional family values type, but yes, I would like to talk about fashion.
Oh my god, I love fashion. I'm a fashion girl. Like, the thing with me with modernization and fashion is that there's two parts of the coin. First thing, that I remember coming back in 2019 and even dressing up a little bit Western, I just, like, everyone just stared at me and everyone was like, oh yeah, this is not a normal person, she's probably from abroad or something. It still happens, like it's not like 100% not there, but it's so much better. And I see girls and guys going to music festivals, wearing shorts, wearing this and that, and it actually makes me feel really happy, because then I feel, yes, I have the freedom to dress up the way I want, how I want it. Like, it's not like, where, Qatar, they had the FIFA World Cup, or where was it, right? Like, you're not allowed to wear this type of things, you're not, because you have to be accustomed to their culture. Which is kind of cool, but I kind of like that in India we have that choice, that, hey, if you want to wear that, it's fine, I'm not going to stare at you. Where before it was like, oh, I felt that I was not dressed properly. Like, I felt that something, but it wasn't that I was wearing short,
decent,
but it was just, like, not normal, and that's what made me uncomfortable. But now with modernization, I feel more free here, and I feel it's my choice. Like, do I want to wear a bindi? Do I want to wear a shirt? Like, it's my choice, and I like having my freedom and my choices.
Yeah.
Especially in my mother country and stuff. But yeah, what do you think about fashion here?
I think काफी चेंज हुआ है. क्या ही कर रही हूँ मैं, काफी चेंज हो गया है अभी फैशन. कोई कुछ भी पहन सकता है. They can do fusion, they can just go western, body suits. I mean, जो हमने कभी सोचे भी नहीं थे कि we will wear it with denims and all that, वो चल रहा है. I mean, काफी modernization हुआ है. जो मैं बहुत पहले कोचेला looks देखती थी,
exactly,
वो अब बहुत सारे influencers हैं जो अपनी daily life में शायद पहन के बाहर निकल रहे हैं.
And it feels so nice.
Yeah, and people are not staring. I mean, there must be few people who are doing that.
Please, guys, don't stare. Let us just live our life.
Let's just wear what we want to wear. But ऐसा हो गया है. I mean, उतना ज़्यादा अभी लोग ये नहीं बोलते यार ये क्या पहना है, ऐसे कैसे जा रही हो बाहर. इवन मैं शॉर्ट्स नहीं पहनती थी at certain point of time तक, कि यार शॉर्ट्स पहन के जाऊंगी सब बुरेंगे.
It's really warm. Let me wear my shorts.
I cannot. I was not wearing dresses since 2018. I remember. Then फिर एकदम से कुछ change हुआ यार.
I think it's a lot to do with social media.
True, that's really true. ऐसा change हुआ कि I've started wearing dresses and मुझे awkward नहीं हो रहा था.
Right.
It was not like कि लोग मुझे आके कुछ बोल रहे हैं कि मैंने ये क्या पहना है, but the way they look, and I was not comfortable. I was not confident enough to wear those clothes, but now I can. So I feel कि काफी change हुआ है. Fashion का influence तो आया है western से.
Right.
आई थिंक इंटरनेट बहुत बड़ा इसका मीडियम है चेंज होने के, क्योंकि अब हम देख रहे हैं कहाँ पे कौन क्या पहन रहा है. वी आर एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग. और जब लोग इतना देख रहे हैं ना, तो वो लोगों को लाइव देखने में शौक नहीं रखते हैं. आई वुड से
it's true.
पहले देख भी कम रहा था ना.
Exactly. And now everybody wants to look like their role models and on social media and be like an influencer in real life. But I also, again, like, I see how this fast fashion of getting dressed and changing clothes and everything, it has a backlash to it, like fast fashion is not as an entrepreneur of sustainable brand. Like, follow Samudai if you want.
Yes.
Shout out to that. It's not really good for the environment, and before we used to upcycle normally, like people would give like, oh yeah, this is your cousin's, you can wear this and things like that. But now it's like, oh, I'm so bored of this shirt, I want to get a new one because like I want to be the influencer, I want to be that. So slow fashion is still not in India. I think it's like, because now we're finally getting a taste of fast fashion. But I feel like I'm coming from the future where I'm like, no guys, no, don't do that, because it has a really big impact on environment, and money and just your space. Like, you don't need all that clothes. Like, you can really revamp and wear different things. Like, I've been traveling with just a suitcase and I feel so free, because I'm like, okay, I only have this limited time of things, I'm gonna put this with this with that, and you get more creative, and you have your own style. When you're a stylist person, you don't need to copy and do that. Like, it's there. it's your style.
I think मैंने कुछ brands देखे हैं जो अभी सस्टेनेबल फैशन की तरफ भाग रहे हैं,
right.
जैसे कि तुमने कहा कि you also have a brand and then there are few more fashion brands जो actually upcycle कर रहे हैं clothes, तो it is coming,
yeah,
it's just as I said कि फॉलो करेंगे हम वेस्टर्न चीजें, जैसे वेस्टर्न में आया है तो अब यहाँ धीरे धीरे आएगा, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा बट आई वुड से आएगा, ये भी मॉडर्नाइजेशन का पार्ट हो जाएगा. बट हाँ यार ये तो है, मैं मानती हूँ कि काफी फास्ट फैशन की वजह से चीजें तो खराब हुई हैं थोड़ी बहुत, बट इट्स जस्ट कि अभी आया है, थोड़े दिन रहेगा.
Like Amazon and stuff, like oh no please don't go there, like business does not need that, you know, support local designers,
go vocal for local.
Yes, there you go. But I do like the fact that there's more girls that are like feel free to wear Western clothes, and it's your choice in the end of the day, and I like that. I like having choices.
No, that's really nice actually. मॉडर्नाइजेशन की वजह से मुझे तो ये लगता है कि एटलीस्ट मैं अपने जितने लोगों को देख रही हूँ ना, उनके फैशन सेंस बहुत जल्दी चेंज हुए हैं, यू नो, लाइक ब्लिंक ऑफ एन आई. पहले शायद वो सिर्फ कुर्ता पहन के बाहर जाते थे, ऑल्सो एक सर्टन एज तक लोग ड्रेसेस या कुछ वेस्टर्न पहन रहे हैं, बट उसके बाद ना शादी होगी तो साड़ी पहननी है.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes,
साड़ी पहननी है या कुर्ता पहनना है, तो भी सूट was a big deal back then, यार.
Oh, but that's really interesting because you know what? I love, like, I don't know, like you probably don't see watching the YouTube, but like I love wearing Indian jewelry and stuff. And what I've noticed is that before, I think it's because like now people get married and they don't want to wear a bindi and do all these things, even though I think it looks so pretty. And they're like, no, because that's traditional. And I'm like, just because you wear a bindi and wear like things like that doesn't make you a traditional housewife. It makes you that you have a choice. So I feel like they do it on purpose, maybe to wear jeans, to be like even anti-sari and all this traditional clothes, because they don't want to associate themselves with back traditional way. So like again, like I feel like maybe it's too much like brainwashed a little bit.
No, I would again say, जो मैंने episode 1 में बोला था, I would say कि because we used to do that, and we are doing it, you know, we are just doing it since so long, so we think we have that tendency ना कि ये करते आए तो अब नहीं करना, because अब change हो रही हैं चीजें, so ये सिर्फ वही है और कुछ नहीं है. It's just the rebellious nature of a person. It's just that. And also I feel कि एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम तक जो मैं अभी कह रही थी कि एक साड़ी हो गई शादी के बाद, और वो आपको परमिशन लेना पड़ता था अपनी इन लॉज से कि वो कुर्ता पहन सकते हैं, सूट पहन सकते हैं, इज इट अलाउड टू वेयर सूट इन योर ससुराल और नॉट, राइट? बट नाउ आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि यार शादी के बाद इट्स लाइक पीपल आर वेयरिंग एनीथिंग व्हिच दे वांट टू. ड्रेसेस घर में पहन रहे हैं, जीन्स पहन रहे हैं, टी शर्ट. इट इज नॉट अ बिग डील, but back then it was. So if you are coming from that mentality ना, तो फिर तुम्हें लगेगा कि यार वो सूट और जो साड़ी पहनते हैं ना,
I don't want to do this anymore.
अब मुझे थोड़ा कुछ और पहनना है. So that is
what makes me a little bit triggered is that do it because you want to do it, not because it's like like if you want to wear jewelry and stuff, like just wear it, you know, it doesn't symbolize it. But I think it's gonna come later on when the rebels are gonna rebel and then they're gonna find the balance.
I think from past 4 or 5, not 4 or 5, I guess an year back or so, मैं कोविड के बाद की बात कर रही हूँ, मैंने ये देखा है कि लोग आई थिंक बहुत मिक्स हो गए, फ्यूजन हो गया है, यू नो, थोड़े वेस्टर्न में भी हैं, थोड़े इंडियन में भी हैं, सो टू ईच इट्स ओन. बट अगेन हाँ, काफी इन्फ्लुएंस हुआ तो है फैशन.
That's true. So like what do you think people are expecting from modernization? Like what's the reality? What's actually happening? Like when somebody jumps in like, okay, I'm a modern woman, I'm a modern man, I'm a modern citizen, like what's the expectation? Like what do they have, or do you think they have an established like scenario in their head that this is what it means?
Okay, so I think still people are confused कि हमें क्या चाहिए, what we want out of it. People are still confused, they are still following the path जो हमें दिख रहा है ऑनलाइन, जो वेस्टर्नाइज्ड वे में हमारे पास परोसा जा रहा है इन अ प्लेट. वी आर जस्ट वॉचिंग दैट एंड फॉलोइंग इट. अगर हमें फॉर एग्जाम्पल 15 सेकंड की कोई रील दिखती है ना, तो हमें लगता है यही सच है और ऐसे करना है, और यही मॉडर्नाइजेशन है, राइट? लाइक अगर दिख रहा है कि इफ आई एम वर्किंग, आई एम अ गर्ल, राइट, आई एम वर्किंग, मुझे काम नहीं करना. If I'm a guy, मुझे भी घर का काम नहीं करना, you know, क्यों करूँ? Because I'm a man in the house. तो I think ये कर रहे हैं लोग, और expectation मुझे लगता है लोगों को better करनी चाहिए, कोई follow नहीं करना चाहिए पाथ. I think सबको अपने आप को grow करना चाहिए. अगर आप modernize हो रहे हो तो थोड़ा पढ़ो, थोड़ी चीजें gain करो, knowledge करो, I mean, knowledge gain karo and then work like that. Don't just follow blindly.
Yes. I think again that's part of going like what I feel that here people are missing. Like I love how you have an open eye, you want to learn new things, but just ask yourself why you're doing this, sorry, and what are you kind of giving away in order to get that. So just because you work and you make money doesn't mean that you don't need to clean the house and cook and do that, both for men and women, because in West we do everything. Okay, we clean the house, we cook, we work, we go to music festivals, because that is our freedom, that's our choices, right? So now you're taking the good things of modernization, but you're not incorporating the good things of traditional value, and I'm going to put it quote unquote traditional. And just like you said, the woman is like, I'm going to work, so I'm not going to clean, and the man is like, well, I'm a man. So now the man is kind of going traditional and the woman is going modern, whereas the best way for both of them to kind of make a really good dynamic is that they understand, okay, we're both modern, we both have to work, and we both have to eat, we both have to clean our places. How can we manage these tasks together? And I think that's what's gonna improve your mental health, your lifestyle, and kind of keep those traditional, those beauty. There's so much beauty in having this traditional roots, it's like, because what's your expectation, that okay, and where you come from. But now with modernization, I feel it's amazing that you can actually talk about it, you can communicate. Like, what if the man really likes to cook? And he can be like, yo, sweetie, it's okay, I'm gonna cook. Or how about Fridays we go out for date nights, and on the weekend, like, talk to each other, communicate. It's not black and white anymore. And that's why modernization is amazing, because it gives you freedom, but through knowledge. And just don't do it because it's modern, because this is what's going to make the toxic modern come out.
I feel communication is also less in between people nowadays, because both are working, both don't have time. And now, koi raat mein kaam kar raha hai, koi din mein kaam kar raha hai. People are not, giving 100% time to each other. Monday to Friday they are working, Saturday Sunday they are chilling with friends, so they are not talking to each other. I think communication भी कम हुआ है. So I feel modernization से आपको ये expect करना चाहिए कि आप जिस तरह से evolve हो रहे हो ना, you should evolve your relationship also.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You should evolve just not with your better half, with your family, friends, everybody.
Exactly.
You should make a balance.
Exactly.
That's what I feel. मेरा तो ये expectation है modernization से.
100%. Like, it took me so much time, like, even being an Indian living in Canada, like, I was a rebel. I had to be. Like, I had two choices. Either I listened to my parents and they're like, oh yes, you're right, or I kind of, evolved with the Canadian lifestyle, the American lifestyle. But I didn't want to break my relationship with my parents. Like, it was very important for me to communicate to them. And even though I would get yelled at, like, why are you going to this music festival for 3 days in the mountains? And I was like, because, I like electronic music. You see me listening to it. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's true. So it was because of the communication that I was able to progress. We all progressed in the household. So my mom knows that I understand Indian values, and I understand that. And I feel really free because she understands my lifestyle. And because of that respect, that communication, it takes time to build, and it takes a lot of guts. Because you can either just be like, you know what? Like, whatever, and I do what I want, you don't understand, you're so low. But it's like, no, everybody wants to progress, and everyone deserves the truth. And especially with friends and family, it's very important. I think that's the key to modernization, is let's not forget that relationships and love is universal. And that should never be compromised.
And it's all about communicating to each other. Be there for each other, I would say.
And I feel like before, though, like, the woman would be scared to talk to the man, because it would be like, oh no, उनको पता है ना, उनको पता है ना, जैसे अपने बच्चों को भी कहेंगे कि नहीं पापा से पूछो ना, उनको पता है. Like, but now it's like a woman
authority नहीं थी उस वक्त ना.
तो but now women, come on, let's use our voice, but yet let's use it in a feminine way,
in the right way.
Let's be empathetic. Let's put love in the communication. Let's not be so harsh and masculine about it. And I think that's the biggest gap that I feel is missing, is that we're becoming too masculine energy in this modernization, and we're forgetting the good parts of traditional things.
But do you think as we are going towards modernization, or we'll say कि हम थोड़े बहुत modern हो गए हैं, तो ये कम्युनिकेशन गैप होने की वजह से कुछ ज्यादा इश्यूज आने लगे इन रिलेशनशिप्स, नॉट जस्ट कपल, एवरी रिलेशनशिप, क्योंकि लोग अब बात ही नहीं करना चाहते बिकॉज दे फील दे आर फ्री टू डू एनीथिंग. They just don't take decisions. They just, I mean, they don't ask for anything. They just take decisions. They decide things. So I feel जैसे कि हम expectations की बात करें, so I think ये expectation होनी चाहिए लोगों को कि अगर हम नहीं पूछेंगे तो अगला भी हमसे नहीं पूछ के करेगा, right? तो आपको बुरा नहीं लगना चाहिए. Again, as I said, communication is the key. So that's
true.
What.
And you know what was interesting when there was the Holy Milan, you know, and because I don't really live here, so it was like coming back after a long time, and I was talking to my family, and they're telling me that, oh, we used to do, so Holy Milan is like, you know, you visit each other's houses after Holy, and they're saying like, oh, it's slowly leaving, and I'm like, but this is such a cute way to remember you don't really go see your uncle or aunts every day, right? But once a year, you go see them, what's up, family, right? You can't change family. And now slowly that's kind of leaving, because I noticed is that they're like, oh, well, they don't come see me, so I'm not going to come see them, which is like, it's like modernization type of thing, you know? But it's like, before it would be like, well, no, it's our duty to go. I'm the older brother. You know, I have to go. It's my younger brother. You know, what would they think? Okay, maybe they would do it because of social pressure, but again, it was a good thing.
It was there,
And then the second thing that I noticed is that because of privatizations and corporations being like not government and stuff, it's like they don't give you the day off to do it. So it's very much work. Before it would be like, oh, you get 5 days off, you guys go visit. So it was kind of celebrated in a cultural way. But now because of Americanization and all these private companies, they're like, no, 9 to 5, Monday, Tuesday. They're not going to respect our culture, and that's why we don't even have a choice. So all these beautiful things are being taken away from us because of capitalization, because of these American companies. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, nobody's even seeing it, and they're just accepting it. And I'm like, no, it's your right. Like, it's our culture to go Holy Milan. It's what makes India India. And I just feel sad that I don't want to come back here. Like, let's say if I have kids, and I'll be like, back in the day, you know, I don't want that. I want it.
Storytelling sessions, rather they can experience it.
Like I understand bad things about traditional, like put the gungat, woman can't talk, but these good things, I think it should be celebrated, and we should be knowledgeable enough to be like, hey, that is a good value. Let's keep doing it. You know,
you are right, because earlier, अभी तुमने बोला तो मुझे याद आया, मुझे ये याद है कि पहले ना हमारे घर पे कार्ड्स आते थे, like a wedding card. It would say Holy Milan Samaro, you know, it was a Holy Milan kind of a thing जो celebrate करते थे हम. एक like it's a tent, वहाँ पे सारी community मिल रही है, and we are meeting to each other, ये सारा चीज होता था. बट अब आई रिमेम्बर नहीं होता. और पहले होली के 2-3 दिन बाद तक, यू नो, रिलेटिव्स आते रहते थे फॉर एटलीस्ट 3 days. वी वर लाइक रेडी टू वेलकम पीपल,
एंड इट वाज नाइस.
बट अब नहीं होता. एंड आई वुड से, जैसे तुमने बोला कि अमेरिकन कंपनी छुट्टी नहीं देती, I am also one of them. मुझे लगता है क्या करूँ छुट्टी लेके, पैसे ही कमा लेते हैं. And there are many people जो ये सोचते हैं कि क्या करें, डबल पे मिल रहा है.
Exactly. And we don't realize that limitation is that you're letting go of relationships around you for this modern capitalistic
That's the cost
thing.
You're paying.
That's the cost that you're paying. So freedom is not free. So modernization seems all fancy, but it has a cost, and it's very, very like deeply rooted that you have to really think about what you're giving up.
आई थिंक मेरा लास्ट कोट यही है, एक्सपेक्टेशन जो है मॉडर्नाइजेशन. मुझे लगता है कि जो अच्छी चीजें थी ना हमारे ट्रेडिशन में, वी शुड कीप दैट, कीप मॉडर्नाइजेशन आल्सो देयर, बट उसको सर पे मत चढ़ा लो कि वो चीजें आप भूल जाओ.
100%. That's exactly what I feel. And it makes me so sad, because I come from both worlds, and I was like, damn it, I'm going to keep the best of both worlds. And I want other people to feel the same, because there's so much freedom in that. Because now you have a choice, and you're choosing the good things. Good things that's
exactly. Now you can make a choice.
Exactly.
That's true.
So
that's too much for today, I guess.
No, it's never too much.
I know. So I can go on and on and on, but let's not go on and on and on.
And anyway, so like if you guys have any comments, or feel free to please like give us feedbacks, and please subscribe. And I just love to know what people think about these type of things. And so what do you guys think? And
I think if you have any views, comments, and if you want us to do on any certain topic, the podcast, please let us know in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe us, give it a big thumbs up, and also follow us on Instagram. The ID will be somewhere here or in the description box. Just go ahead and follow both of us. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching till here. And we are gonna come with episode 3 super soon, and it's gonna be a really interesting episode. And yep, thank you so much.
I love chatting with you, Shishta.
Same here. I think we should make candid podcast also soon. So yep, thank you.
See you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.